back to the high for part 3 of the 1968 team races. This is it, part 3. After the first 2 shows, we have the Los Angeles Tigers. They're leading the Red Devils 4-2 with the first 6 matches, and there's 2 more left right now. On October 11th, 1968, you have the San Fernando Valley Red Devils trouncing the Los Angeles Tigers 35-15 in this very special event. However, the Tigers still hold a 4-3 edge in the first 7 events. October 11th, 1968 was a very special night. It was the first night that they had the United States Speedway Champion crowned. You have the Rocket, Rick Woods, winning the first United States Speedway Championship at the Whiteman Stadium. That was the first of 3 United States Championships. All I can say is congratulations, Rick Woods, and rest in peace, my friend. Second place in that national championship, that Speedway National Championship, was sliding Sonny Nutter. And the final podium spot in the 1968 United States Speedway Championship went to Jack O'Brien. He was dominating the Speedway season all year long, and he was good. Just off the podium in 4th place was Elliott Schultz. Now, Elliott wasn't a part of the revival of modern-day Speedway at Costa Mesa, but Elliott was a pretty good rider. And 5th place went to Larry Heisselman. Larry Heisselman was the Australian champion. He was a fast rider, and he was a high flyer. Rounding off the top 6 was Steve Bast in 6th place. Now, this was Steve's first year, and the following year at Costa Mesa, Steve would be the first United States Speedway champion at the Costa Mesa Bull Ring. They had an A main event, and it was won by Steve Bass, followed by Rick Woods, Slight and Sonny Nutter, and John Hartley finished the field in 4th place. Now Steve, he was a first-year Speedway rider, and he finished first in that A main, and they had a B main, and it was won by a relatively unknown rider at the time, a first-year rider, and a new rider to Speedway named Michael Bast. Towards the end of the first season in the Whiteman Stadium, there was a new rider joined the ranks from the TT flat track bikes, and his name was Bill Todd. Now, Bill is the grandfather of Renton and Reese Todd. When we had Renton on the show, Renton told me about his grandpa Bill, and we went ahead and checked the record books, and he was right. Bill Todd was a Speedway rider, and sadly he passed away racing boats a few years later. With the United States Speedway National Championship behind us now, and Rick Woods crowned as a new United States Speedway Champion at the Whiteman Stadium, that leads us to the next week, the following week, week 8 of the team racing. October 19th, 1968 was the very last meeting of the early day team racing, and something very strange happened. Something very strange indeed. Actually, the Los Angeles Tigers got their name changed. It became the Long Beach Cyclones. For that last meet 8, the Long Beach Cyclones was the team that they raced, and they got rid of the Los Angeles Tigers. Changing the name from the Los Angeles Tigers to the Long Beach Cyclones, it did not help them one bit because they got beat by the San Fernando Valley Red Devils 35-15 in Week 8. The last team race meeting was won by the Red Devils 35-15. It was a wipeout. So that was it. 4-4 tie after 8 meets, and it was no winner. It was just a tie, and that's the way the 1968 team racing ended up. A tie. No team was the winner. All the teams were tied, and that was the end of the team racing. The San Fernando Valley Red Devils was led by sliding Sonny Nutter with 9 points. Don Howley got 6 points. And John Hartley got 4 with Mike Konle, the big Mike Konle. He got 4 points. And that was it, the end of the team racing. The newly formed Long Beach Cyclones were led by Steve Bast with a total of 8 points. You had Paul Concier with 5 points, and you had Chuck Berry with 3 points, and you had that new rider that won that B main, Michael Bass. He scored 1 point to end the season. Also, in the last A main of the season of the team events, you had second place, you had Steve Bass. Third place, you had Rick Woods. And rounding off the field in fourth place, you had sliding Sonny Nutter. Well, that's it. The modern day early revival 1968 Speedway season, the team Speedway season came to an end with a 4-4 tie. It was fast, it was furious, and we enjoyed reliving the 1968 team racing. It was fun, and it was a good time. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today in the Hive. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, and thank you again for subscribing to the channel and being a part of the Bee family. So please like, share, subscribe, and always ring that bell.